Hey folks, Nate here from Star Wars Beyond the Films, the Star Wars Timeline Gold, which did just have a new edition released for 2014. By the way, StarWarsFanWars.com/timeline, bringing you another look at some Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars materials. In this case, we are taking a look at the final Force Pack for the Star Wars LCG from the Echoes of the Force cycle. That's Darkness and Light. So far, we've had Heroes and Legends, Lore of the Dark Side, Knowledge and Defense, Join Us or Die, It Binds All Things, and now Darkness and Light. Yes, 6, as is generally going to be the case. This includes objective sets 122 through 126, basically one for everybody but the Rebel Alliance. So we pick up here with a deep commitment for the Jedi Order. Ferrus Olin. Really cool to see him in here because, of course, we saw him back in Jedi Quest. We saw him as the prime figure in Last of the Jedi, and then he did show up in Rebel Force. So very cool to see Ferrus Olin getting his own card here. Of course, that's all Legends continuity stuff, which generally all this is. We have ET-74 Communications Droid. Another of the same. Asteroid Base. Force Barrier. And as is usual lately, we have another copy of that objective set, so you can use 2. Alright, for Smugglers and Spies, we've got Impersonating a Deity. C-3PO. Cool. As a Smugglers and Spies card. Ewok Lookout. Another of the same. Rash Action, which refers to doing something rash, not, having a rash and needing to scratch. Seeds of Decay, which could make you scratch, I suppose, if it gave you a rash. And there we have our extra set. Moving to the dark side, we have for the Sith, the Call of the Cult. With Kuelerin Cultist, of course tying into the Living Force campaign stuff. Believer Initiate. Another of the same. Kind of getting a pattern going on here so far. Hate. And another hate. Because, haters gonna hate. And there's your extra set. For the Imperial Navy, we have Superior Numbers. Escort Carrier. TIE Scout with, wait for it, another of the same. Precision Flying, another Precision Flying, and our extra copy of the set. Lastly, for Scum and Villainy, we have the Slimiest Scheme. Salacious B. Crumb. Hello in TV land. Yeah. Palace Security. I kid you not, once again, another. So, in each of these objective sets, we have the objective itself. Then we have one card that is either a ship or a character, and then we wind up with a pair of cards that are the exact same thing. And several times, or at least a couple of times, we get cards immediately thereafter that are duplicates of each other. Whatever. Anyway, they're designed to work together, so whatever. We then have Prized Possession and Chain Reaction, with, of course, another copy of the set. So, not a lot of new EU stuff, or whatever you want to call it, Legend stuff being brought into the game here, but very cool to see Ferrus Olin. That's really a highlight for me of this set. And, a nice little mixed bag of concepts and cards here, though it does seem a little bit ridiculous that each of these sets has at least 2 cards that are the same. Of course, I say the same if you've ever looked at these things very closely. You probably can't even see it there with the resolution and all. That is card 3 out of 6. This is card 4 out of 6. They're the same card functionally, but of course that means that it's going to have a different number down at the bottom. It even has, and these numbers really are, just for those who are curious, these numbers are sometimes really kind of confusing. Because you got all the stats and stuff that you need with the card, right? Name and blah, 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 blah. And then down at the bottom, it's got a symbol for the set, in this case the lightsaber for Echoes of the Force. It's got the number on the left that tells you what objective set it is, which is easy to spot. if you're trying to make sure you get the entire objective set when you're putting the deck together, right next to it it says however many out of 6. So 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 1 is always the objective, and then it goes on from there. But then above that, in white, it gives you what amounts to the card number. Well, that's the thing. The card number, in theory, is supposed to be telling you which unique card it is if you're collecting these, right? See, the thing is, though, like with that communication droid, the card number is 0613. But it's not actually an exact duplicate card with the other one, because even though it also says 0613, same card number, it's not the same number in the objective set, so the card itself is printed differently, because it's got to say 4, or in the other case, 3 out of 6. Very odd. I imagine this to be something that would drive collectors nuts, were it not for the fact that, of course, with a Star Wars LCG, a living card game, you don't have to worry about buying multiple booster packs over and over again, hoping to find the cards that you want, because the packs always come with the exact same cards every single time. That is why I love the idea of an LCG personally. In any event, this has been Darkness and Light. I hate to think that I'm going a little bit too long, but perhaps there's an apology accepted thing and somebody getting promoted here in our future. Thank you very much for checking this out, and we will be back soon with more Fantasy Flight Games materials, including, among other things, the Force and Destiny beta, and some new stuff for both Edge of the Empire and Age of Rebellion. I just need the time to get to the things.